Hello, everybody. Thank you and welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to discuss one or two things, and is what I can call it. What type of banks can you find in USA, or what type of banks you can find in America? And there are 9 types of banks you can find in America, and I would like to take this opportunity to share with my subscribers and people like to know more about what happens to in other countries which they don't live into, and these are I try to list them down. These are the types of banks you can find in America. One is we can call them private banks. We can we have also investment banks. We have national banks, we have state banks, then we have regional banks, we have what we call community banks, then we also have credit unions, which people love most, too. Then we have online banks, and we have loans associations or savings association banks. So I'd like to take this opportunity to explain each and each type of bank so that maybe you can get a glimpse and get the knowledge of what maybe these banks mean. I'll start with the first one is called the private bank. Private banks, these are banks which cater services to high net worth individuals, and they provide personalized banking and investment services. So we can say that private banks, you can find them where we have correspondence banking, and these are customers who want to use the dollar much more. And the when you have a private banker, these are banks which have a deposit of above $1 million. So there, when you want to be a private banker, that's the kind of money you should have. So the other type of a bank is called investment banks. Investment banks, these are banks that specialize in providing financial services and advisory services to corporations, government, and big institutions. So you can find several types of investment banks around, especially they are tied to these big banks. Probably you might get them in JP Morgan. They have an investment bank. We have Bank of America. You also find they have an investment bank attached to it. And another bank you might think of, if it's big, you'll find that they have an investment. Uh, 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 they have an investment wing with them. So the other one is called the Savings and Loan Associations. These are institutions that specialize in providing home mortgages and other types of services to their banks, and you find that these are banks which provide mainly mortgages to Americans, and people like borrowing from them. And we have the fourth one called the online bank. These are banks which don't have any, they don't have physical branch anywhere, but they offer their services online. And I can see these are modern kind of banks which we have today in the world. So people use their mobile phones to move money here and there, and uh, we can say that those are types of online banks you can get around here. So the other one is called the credit unions. The credit unions, they can be referred as SACCOs if you are from other countries. So these are banks which are not for profit making, and they are commonly owned by the members themselves. So the members are the ones who raise their savings, and they can borrow from them. So we can say that they offer similar services just to banks, even if they are not for profit making. So the sixth one or the fifth one is the community banks. These are small and locally owned banks, and they serve or they give their services to specific communities. So you can only find community banks based on a specific community because they offer the specific needs to those communities. Then we have state banks. State banks, these are banks which are chartered and regulated by individual states. So if it's a state like Kentucky, Idaho, Massachusetts, California, we like Maine, we can have a state like there's Alaska, several states. So that's how you can get those banks, and they are generally regulated by the states themselves. So that's the difference between state banks and another type of a bank, because they are generally regulated by the state. Then we have the other bank called the national banks. These are banks that are chartered and regulated by the Office of the Comptroller, or the OCC, and these are under the federal level, or the bigger the bigger government now, not the state level. Then we have regional banks. Regional banks, these are banks that operate on a specific region of within the country. We can say that, such as northwest, northeast, or southeast types of banks, they are generally within a specific region. So we can say if it is northeast, they will find those banks they are run within that region, or if it is southeast, those banks are regulated there. So we have 9 types of banks, and that does not mean that I have touched each and everything. Maybe you might find more, but these are only the specific, or the major types of banks you can find in America. So thank you very much for listening to us. I would like to invite you to like my channel and subscribe to my channel. I'll be discussing more on financial services and going forward, and I believe we'll be able to highlight and learn more from each other. If you have any comments or any questions, maybe you like to know from us, feel free and welcome. Thank you very much. Have a good time. Bye.